Good evening, everybody. This is Vivian, and today is Tuesday, and we are in my living room again. uh, we what we talked about last night? We talked about an addition to the challenge. It's kind of like a challenge within a challenge. So last night we talked about creating your own love plus good stuff folder. um, and the theme behind it was if you have problems or issues with accepting praise and gratitude and things towards you, then get in the habit of accepting that. You deserve it. If somebody's praising you, most likely it's authentic. Most people don't do that as a joke. So, and if you have problems with that, just accept it. Thank you or whatever. Don't avoid it. And, make yourself a little folder of all these things. And I guarantee if you go back and you look at these things, it'll make you smile. It'll give you something to smile about down the road. Okay, so tonight's topic is the truth about love. Ooh. So we're going to talk about that. Everybody has their own truth about love, right? So I'm going to read this then. It's just a quote. It's by Barbara Fredrickson. She's a PhD, and she wrote the book Love 2.0. And so here's the quote. While infused with love, you see fewer distinctions between you and others. Indeed, your ability to see others, really see them wholeheartedly, springs open. And that's so true. Love comes in different forms, for different different people in your life, because, you can have love for your parents, you can have love for your kids, you can have love for your brothers and sisters, you can have love for your aunts, uncles, cousins, friends, all these people, but it's a different type of love for each one. If you notice, like I would die for my kids and my grandchildren. Well, of course, I would die for my sisters and brothers as well, but it's different for, say, a distant cousin, or some friends you would put down your life for. But it's a different type of love for everybody. But what I want to talk about here tonight is the biggie, the love you have for your husband, your wife, your significant other. And it's just an opinion. Everybody has their own opinion about what love is or how love manifests or whatever. But it's just an opinion. It's actually from, because I was looking at a whole bunch of quotes about love. And some of them were serious, some of them were funny, but they were just funny and serious quotes. So I was looking up something, because I remember there was somebody that said there was like 3 or 4 phases to love. So I looked up phases of love, and I came up with this article that said there was 12 phases to love. So I decided to go with that. So how do you know when you're in love with someone? So this article listed 12 things. And don't worry, I'm not going to go through all 12 tonight, but I am going to mention, the top 6 and then the 12th one. So basically 7 of them, but, I kind of put my own words in some of it, and some of it were direct quotes from the article. And I did leave the link to the article if you want to go watch it, read it later. All right, so here we go. Number 1. the romance phase. And I also call this the honeymoon phase. At least that's what I've always heard it was. And this is where you're just head over heels in love with somebody. You see everything good about them. You don't see any flaws. You can't stand to be away from them. You don't see any bad habits. You can't seem to stop thinking about them, all of that. That is like the romance phase. That is the honeymoon phase where, oh my God, everything about this person is perfect. Then comes, after about 2 or 3 years, the disillusionment phase. And this comes after like a first major, well, I wouldn't call it a major crisis. I mean, the article does call it major, but I would call it after the first crisis comes about. Now, this is when you start noticing the flaws, or perhaps something happened and your partner didn't handle it well. And they no longer seem like that perfect person you saw when you first fell in love with them. And this usually comes about, like I said, between year 2 and 3, of being together. So the next phase, number 3, is the awakening. Now, this is when you realize that neither of you are perfect. You apologize to each other for all your faults or whatever faults you have, or you accept your faults. And then in some instances, people renew their vows. This is kind of like year 6 and 7 down the road. And they move into a more comfortable existence with each other. And so number 4 is the second major crisis. Now, this is when you've been together for like 10, 15 years. And maybe you're married now, you have a couple of kids, and some major event happens, such as, you lost your job or something like that happens. And so this is the test phase as well. This is the test. Can your love handle a major, major crisis? And all these changes in your life? Do you feel like you're losing your sense of self, and all of a sudden you don't quite care about that person as much as you thought you did? And at this stage, sometimes people just can't handle it, and unfortunately they end up breaking up or getting divorced. Now, number 5, refined intimacy. Now, this is where, if you have not broken up or gotten a divorce, where you work through all your crises and you come to an understanding of how you're going to handle things in the future and from this point forward, and you realize you really do know how to love, and you are willing to work with that person throughout your life to handle any mishap that might come along. And then you're going to stick with it. Now, some relationships at this point are stronger than ever. And so, they really know how to handle things and how to communicate with each other and that sort of thing. And so number 6 is the creative partnership. So everybody at this stage is they are likely concerned with forming or sustaining the relationship, right? And allow everybody to have their own individuality, their own creativity, their own life purpose, but they're still going to stick together and be together through all of this. Now, each person, they accept and they realize their own individuality, and they realize that they can live together in harmony no matter what happens. And there are 6 more, like I said, and I won't go through all the rest of them, but I am going to go through the last one, because that is the completion stage. And this is when you come to the end of your life. You've been together all these years. Some people, been together 20, 30, 40, 50, how many years. And sometimes when people are together that long and they're so in tune with each other, that when one partner dies, so does the other one, not too long after that. So, these people have loved and lived and, had kids together and been through life's craziness together and all of that. And so at that point, they don't want to be apart. So when one dies, typically The other one follows, I mean, soon after. I remember my children's grandfather passed away uh, when they were little. And after he passed away, I don't think it might have been 2 years when his wife passed away, because they had been together for years and years and years and years. So, that happens. And it's just a sign of, how close they become. Because, and sometimes when people are that close, they finish each other's sentences, they all kinds of things, so they just really had this strong bond. And what the article said, the focus of these last years, months, or days is in the completion of the spirit. And it's saying that things we need to say to one another, doing the things we need to do to make sure all our family knows they are loved, and then finally freeing themselves from the intimacy of the world and go into a new kind of separateness. If you're a religious person, going into the hereafter. And if you're not, it's, it's still you're being separated from the world. And you're also being separated from each other by the advent of death. But it doesn't mean, and for some people, it doesn't mean that you're ever separated when you both leave this earth's body. So, and I left, like I said, I left the link down at the bottom for the article if you want to read the whole thing and do your own interpretation of the phases if you like, because I think there were 2 more major crisis phases or whatever, but I didn't want to go through that because I just didn't want to go through all 12. But anyway, so I want to end this with talking about the challenge, the original challenge, the positivity challenge. This is the 30-day positivity challenge. So today, I think, well, I did my normal, thing in the morning. I got up, I said how grateful I was to be alive and all that. But I really didn't do anything extraordinary for myself today. I did, I took a lot of classes today. I was in my coaching program. I was in 2 meetings for the coaching program today. I had a phone call I was supposed to be on for a training program, but the person that I was supposed to call, I called them and they weren't there. So that was all good. I did the thing online, and I was just lazy today. I had a really lazy morning. And I guess that's a good thing, because sometimes you need that break away from doing stuff. Sometimes when you want to reward yourself for something you did the day before, like I did the whole workout yesterday and I was so sore this morning, but I felt good about it, so I just wanted to have a lazy day, and believe it or not, I got up, but I woke up, but I didn't get up. I made myself stay in bed till like 9 o'clock a.m. Of course, it's not 9 o'clock. So, but anyway, so that was my good stuff I did for myself today. So I didn't get 5 things in, but you don't necessarily have to do all 5 things every day. You just do something nice for yourself every day. So I did. I let myself stay in bed longer than I normally do, and so that was my reward for the workout I did yesterday. So what wonderful thing did you do for yourself today? And I hope it was something great. And so I'm going to leave you now. But, give me some comments. Let me know what you think about tonight's topic, what you did for yourself today, what in the challenge. And also if you made your love plus good stuff folder, and what things have you put in it, if anything. So I'm going to leave you, but please like and share this video and subscribe to my channel wherever my face is down there. And so I will talk to you guys tomorrow. But in the meantime, please know that I wish you peace. I wish you love. And I love you guys so much. Thanks so much for watching. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great one. Bye-bye.